Hi everyone, that deep fried cheesy yumminess. Today we're going to make a southern pork cordon bleu. Very easy to make, so let's get to it right now. First step, we need some pork loins. I've got these two and they got to be thick. Believe me, that's a lot of meat. So we're slicing it down the middle as evenly as possible, of course. Just to the fat part, you can see it's butterflied. We'll do the second one too while we're at it. Be careful with your fingers because it's thawed, it kind of gets a little squishy. Anyway, the same thing, you want it slit right down to the fat part, but don't cut into that. So we have two butterflied pork loins. Now we're going to use some deli ham and cheese. That is herb Havarti. They didn't have any regular Havarti of all things. Some deli ham, a bunch each. So we're going to carefully fold them over because they've got to fit into the pork loin we sliced. And now I'm going to carefully peel apart the two pieces of Havarti. Of course, the smarter person would have just taken a knife and cut it in half. Well, I couldn't do that. We'll take each slice, fold it in half, so it looks something like that. Looks good. But now what goes with ham and cheese? Of course, a little bit of mustard. That's Dijon mustard. The recipe actually called for honey Dijon. I didn't have any, so we have regular Dijon. So the idea here is you stuff the pork loin, and then you're supposed to kind of pull the pork loin together and pinch the sides. Okay, that didn't work out so good. Maybe if I would have just used one piece of ham, but no, this is good like this. So I get this one lined up. This one's a touch smaller. So it was even harder to get the top of the pork loin over. So I kind of mushed it as best I could. And we're going to put it together and hope for the best. So we'll get those aside into our frying pan. We need some oil. Put a ½ inch-ish in the pan because we're going to deep fry. And you want the heat on medium to medium high. 2 pie tins. That is 1 egg. We're going to use that to dunk our pork in. Then we need some panko breadcrumbs, or really whatever breadcrumbs you got. A little bit of salt. You want to put other spices in, go right ahead. Little mix, and we're good to go. Alright, we're going to bring out our first pork loin, and basically you want to coat it in the egg mixture completely. So I need 2 hands because I don't want it falling out. There. And now drain off the excess over to our breadcrumbs, and we want to liberally coat the crumbs onto the pork loin. Okay, that looks good. You don't want it super thick, so that looks good. Give it a little shake and off to the pan we go. And we'll do the next one the exact same way. And that's why we only used 1 egg. If I was going to make more, like 4, which is what the original recipe called for, obviously you might want to put a little water in with the egg to make sure it stretches. I think the breadcrumbs were just about right because I could have likely done a ½ cup. And it would have done the same thing. So there they go. Now we got to go into our frying pan. Oh, wait a minute. My battery died and I didn't realize it. So what you do is you put your pork into the pan, about 3 to 4 minutes each side. Just let it cook. And once you're done with that, into an oven, 350 degrees, 15 to 20 minutes, and when they're done they look like that. All nice and brown and golden. They look fantastic, and they smell great too. So I'll have to clean up that frying pan in a bit. But here's our finished product. Yum-y. They look so good, and you can see the ham sticking out of the one on the left, the right, the other left. We'll put one of our pork loins on our plate because I'm only going to eat one. And there you have it. How simple was that? I thought it was pretty good. Smells great. You can play around with the spices. I'm sure that'll help too. Now it's time for me to get in there and dig in. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.